Hope you're good. Hope you've had a good Tuesday. Despite West Ham doing everything they can to spoil everything, I hope you've had a good day, regardless of all that. If you're new to the channel, though, do subscribe. Really appreciate it. It's about 40% of people watching this video, regular watchers that will come on board, watch the videos, and hit the like button, which I really appreciate. Do that as well. But if you're not a subscriber, come on, subscribe. It takes 2 seconds to do so. Free. And you join us on this wonderful journey of being a West Ham fan. Why not? Why not, I say. I want to talk about transfers. Talked earlier about Edson Alvarez. That's kind of doing the rounds, isn't it, at the moment in the news? Edson Alvarez is his impending exit from West Ham. Fenerbahce seems to be the destination at the moment. There are other clubs interested. Everton as well, apparently. David Moyes is keen. But I think that he is close to going to Turkey to join Jose Mourinho on a loan deal. Now, I don't know the details. Don't know any of the details at the moment. I'm sure it will come through very soon in terms of what is happening. Fabrizio Romano is obviously quite close to this. It feels he's reporting updates on it quite regularly. It does feel like that's the way this is going. I'm expecting the sort of here we go very, very soon. It might even happen as I'm recording this, to be honest. I gave my thoughts on that earlier. Don't like the fact that we're unable to sell the player if that's what we're trying to do, but I don't know what the arrangement will be. It could well be that we get a decent loan fee for the player. They'll take the wages on and they sign him at the end of the season, an obligation. And with that, I'm okay with. I'm sad about it in a way. I like Alvarez. I think he's shown to be a really good player at times, but also found to be a bit moody. So, and it's just quite clear, isn't it? It's been very evident for a long time, really, since Potter arrived. He's just not fancied. He just doesn't like him. Don't rate him. He doesn't fit part of his plan. So it's best to move him on. I don't think it's good to keep someone here who doesn't want to be here. And I get the impression with Alvarez, not knowing the guy too much, but I can't imagine he'd be great to have around if he's not happy. So look, I think it's best for all parties to move on. And also that feeds into our hunt for players, in terms of our midfield. So we reported on it previously, didn't we, that West Ham were looking to bring in 2 midfielders. The feeling was we're going to bring in one regardless, and then we're going to have to offload another midfielder to bring in somebody else. So we know that Alvarez is on the way out. That feels like it's imminent, and that's going to happen anytime soon. Andy Irvine certainly looks like he's on his way out as well. Celtic leading the race. Wrexham have come in for him as well. So I feel Andy Irvine's going. So it feels like a couple of players are already on their way out. Emerson, I expect to leave, even though this seems to be dragging on all summer. I still expect him to go at some stage. I feel like that's going to be a very late deal in the window now. Italian clubs, shall I say, are very interested in him. There's been a suggestion that we might try and reintegrate him into the squad, but I just don't see it. I think he'll go. So it feels like we're freeing up a lot of space in this squad. We've obviously offloaded a lot of players as it is anyway. I know we brought a few in, but it does feel like there's space in this squad now. And I hopefully sort of in terms of financials, it's far healthier. The wages we've managed to to cut as well. So I feel like this is a really fundamentally important period for the club, for this season, everything now. These next 2 weeks or even less than that now are just so important. The remaining days of August, we've just got to get it right. We've got to get this right. And that does lead me to think that a couple of things are probably going to happen here. We've had an update from XWHU employee on the West Ham Way Patreon, on his podcast with Dave Walker. So I just want to talk about a couple of bits on that. The first one is Macau of Lille. Now, we talked about this player before. 20-year-old, Congo international. I think he's 6'2". He played against us when he was playing for Lille in the London Stadium game, what's it called? The Ball Sports Cup, which we famously won. Come on. It's going to be a brilliant season. If you win that Ball Sports Cup, you're on to big things. But in all seriousness, I thought Macau was probably the best player on the pitch. I was really, really impressed with him. But I've never heard of him. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've been monitoring this guy for a year. I'm not that kind of guy, right? I'm not someone that's got this really deep football insight knowledge of every club, every player. I'm not that good. There are other people that are better at it than me. So I tend to go and listen to them and get their insight, or even sometimes get them on the channel to talk to them about it and get an understanding, or even to speak to them, Gio is one of them, Hammers Chat. I feel like he's got really good knowledge of football and... and also Jack Elderton of Analytics United. Now, I really enjoy their channel. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out, and also go to Hammers Chat as well. They're fabulous. But Gio and Jack did a video together talking about Macau. You can go and check it on Hammers Chat. Really interesting video about him. And when you've got someone like Jack that's talking so passionately about the player and what he could bring to West Ham, it really got me excited. Then I started looking more into him, and I just think, oh, do you know what? This guy looks really impressive. He seems like an all round very good midfielder, a bit of an all rounder. He's great at carrying the ball. His passing's very accurate. And one thing I really like about him that Jack highlighted is not only is he good at finding players, but he's good at finding space at the same time. He makes life easy for others around him. He's good at carrying the ball and making things happen. I just think this would be a very good signing for West Ham. It also fits in well with our budget in terms of what we're trying to do. He's not going to be massively expensive. He's only 20 years old, but he's already playing, international football for the Congo. So I think that's a testament to him and the sort of player that he is. So it's a player that I'm actually quite excited about and think that I'd really like to see us go for. Now, the update we've got is that we are going to make a bid. It's going to be a formal offer, and it's imminent. It's going to land very soon. There are rumours online at the moment doing their rounds that a deal's closed and all that kind of stuff. You're going to get that. I tried to avoid them, and my advice to you is try to not get too caught up in all that stuff. You get a lot of accounts that will jump the gun, and the reason they do that is because I might teach you suck eggs here, but and stating the obvious. But a lot of these accounts, what they do is they know the news. They read the news like we do. They get the news from X or whatever, or Jacob Steinberg or whatever, and then they think, well, that's probably going to happen. So I'll just say the deal's done. I'll just say that he's on a plane to West Ham, in the hope that it happens. They go, see, I told you that. I think a lot of that goes on. So people get very caught up in all of it. So I'm not suggesting I know exactly where this deal is. I mean, as far as I understand it, we haven't bid officially yet. That's my understanding, but we are going to. No idea on the value as well, what we're going to willing to offer, but we understand it fits in with what we're trying to do. I'm guessing it's going to be around about the sort of £20 million mark. That's my guess, total guess. But it's a player nonetheless. I think that West Ham desperately need an energetic, powerful midfielder that's an all-rounder, bit of box to box, and can make things happen. Good at carrying the ball, great passer, good vision, tall. So I really think this ticks a lot of boxes for West Ham. So that's positive news. Okay, I think this is the fact that we are interested in this player. I think it's great. As I say, if you've got no idea who this player is, I didn't before. Go and check it out. Go and see Jack and Gio chat about it on Hammers Chat. It's really worth a watch. I think, like myself, you'll probably watch it and go, "Oh, I like the sound of this guy. It does sound good." So that's where we are with that one. That feels like it's an interesting one. Now, the talk of this second midfielder. This is just my opinion, right? This is what I believe it is. I think it's Matheus Fernandes. I think that's the player we're going to end up going for again. The suggestion from X is that he would be surprised if we didn't go back in for him now and go make an offer. I think maybe freeing up the wages of what we're trying to do, offloading certain players, is to then go and make that bigger bid that we need to go and do to get Fernandes. Now, I appreciate we've already done that. We've already bid for the player. We bid £30 million to Southampton, which apparently was rejected outright completely. I think that's sort of a bit of an insult, which I found a bit surprising. I'm going to be honest. When we said we were going to bid £30 million, I thought, well, here we go. We're going to end up getting this player. They value him around 60 million. Now, the understanding is, as far as I know, is that they know they're not going to get 60 million quid. That's not going to happen. I think they'll come down lower. It'll probably be between 45 and 50 million pounds, with certain clauses in there as well to get the player. So I think West Ham will go back in for him. So it could well be that the two midfielders we look at are Macau and Fernandes. That's the two that I really want. I think if West Ham can go and get those two players of that quality into our midfield, I think it changes West Ham quite considerably. I really do. I think it makes a big difference to our team. That's not to say it's going to happen, by the way. I'm not saying these are the two players we're going to go and get. That's what I want West Ham to go and do. So that's where we are at the moment. I think Matheus Fernandes will be another offer, but I think it depends on us offloading players. I really want this offloading of the player. We talked about, well, we're going to go for a midfield, but we need to get rid of someone to let someone in. I really want that to be Alvarez, and I believe it will be. It has to be. Otherwise, it doesn't really make much sense, does it? Why would you bother loaning him out then? If it needs to be a player sale, then surely there's no point in loaning Alvarez out. Surely that's got to be the case. It must be to do with his wages, get him off the books, and then we can then go for him. It's very, very difficult to read West Ham. You know how much of a circus the club is. it seems that it's just a hard club to understand how things are running and what the thought processes are. So it's kind of, you feel like you're always having to read between the lines and trying to understand and make head and tail of it. But that's my belief, is that they're going to get rid of Alvarez, which hopefully is going to be today. It feels like it's very, very close. And that will enable us then to kick on and go and make the bids that we need to do to get these players over the line. I really, really hope that is the case. So Elmas of Bundesliga club RB Leipzig is a player of interest. He's seen as a bit of a utility player. He's not considered a top target at the moment. I think someone that might be seen as a bit of a backup option, as is Josh Brownhill. Don't shoot me. That's what I've heard anyway. But I'm not really believing the Brownhill stuff at the moment. I'm not getting too caught up in that. I just think the main thing to think about at the moment is Macau and Fernandez. They're the sort of two I'm looking at the moment. In terms of other players coming back, Somerville is back after the international break, which I think is going to be a massive boost for West Ham. I think that's going to be huge, actually, to West Ham. I think it's going to make such a big difference having Somerville back. I know that West Ham have been easing him in. Apparently, he's been training, so it should well be the case that when he comes back after international break, he can hit the ground running and go, which would be great. George Murphy, as well, is due to be back around the same time. Again, he is seen as a player that's going to be playing a significant role this season for West Ham. Again, another big boost for us. Luis Guilherme broke his collarbone. The club are hoping it's not as serious as it sounds, but it is still a broken collarbone, so that's why he was out the squad for the Sunderland game and not available, which is just such a blow because, I think he's actually been impressive during pre-season. So that's where we are at the moment in terms of transfers. It's vital. I mean, it's such a vital couple of weeks, isn't it? It's so big. The club have just got to get it right. The club have got to get this right. If we don't come through this transfer window and we don't address this midfield, we are facing a serious relegation battle this season. It's obvious. I feel like if we can get those couple of players in, I mean, I think we need more, and I think we will get more, by the way. I don't think, let's just say we get two midfielders in. Let's just say, all right? I'm not going to say that I think, who I want to get in. Let's just say we do it. I don't think that's it. I think we're going to get one or two loans as well. Possibly we keep bring up Chelsea. The Chelsea players, we will be looking at that. So I still think there's a couple of loans as well to come. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I know I keep saying that, but let's just wait and see how it pans out. I'm trying my best to lean on the side of optimism here and hope that the club do come through and get the job done. It's very hard to do that when it's West Ham. You know what I mean? It is hard, but that's where I'm at the moment. That's the update we have. Hopefully, we get some more positive news as well soon. I suspect that Alvarez is going to be gone very, very soon, possibly even tonight. That could be done and agreed and sorted out. And then hopefully on the back of that, we then see West Ham really kick on and put some moves in to get these players over the line. Macau, I believe, is the one that's going to be most likely next in terms of a formal bid. And we're likely to go back in for Fernandez. Let's hope we get that done because that could be the difference, I think, this season. Let's wait and see. Come on, you ones.